Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm here to do a Black History Month. This is episode 5, I think. Let me make sure. Yeah. My sons wanted me to do this yesterday, last night while we were watching a movie. Don't be a menace and South since you are drinking your juice in the hood. So I told my kids, I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. You know what I'm saying? Cause that is bothering me and it's bothering them and stuff, I don't like my kids to be bothered. I don't like to be bothered neither, so no, this is actually episode 4, okay, of Black History Month, okay. So let's begin. It's a lot, okay. Slavery. This is about the real facts about slavery, okay. And I also wrote down some myths and facts from Google and stuff. I'm gonna tell y'all if it's true or not, if it's myth or if it's fact. But I do know they did change some of it around though. So we finna begin. Slavery really started in 1994, y'all, okay. 2020 made it 400 years, okay? Really, they was just murdering black people, okay? And hanging them and stuff like that. It wasn't, let me show you. Okay, if I didn't write it down, I was just going, okay. Slavery really started in 1994. They never made us pick cotton. It was just murder. They would kidnap us, kill us, lynch us to gain favor from the devil or to show us that he's going to take our seats. The America, okay? Harriet actually went undercover. But her husband was also working undercover for the white folks, okay? It's like, yeah, it's just crazy how he did us, y'all. More details into this later, okay? Okay, the color purple is based on Harriet. He married her to sell her into slavery. The game dirty, y'all. Okay, I'm trying to think of an example, okay? For example, okay? I think he is our family member. I really don't know. Either he our family member for real or he married Harriet and Harriet thought he loved her, whatever. And like he knew what we was going to do, okay? But he was already working with the white folks though, type shit. So he lured her to that plantation. He lured her to that place. Okay, have you ever heard the word plantation? Okay, they planting seeds of black people. Okay, why they still? Some of them still they are still stuck on the freeze, y'all, for real. Okay, there's no such thing as them picking. It was no such thing as slavery, y'all. Not like how people depicted it as. Okay, including me. Okay, Anyways, Africans too sold. Africans did sell other Africans into slavery. True, if they did not want to die. For example, Harriet's husband, he sold her into slavery. Slavery stands for kill, slain, murder. Okay. He's an Uncle Tom or some shit, or he a coon or some shit. I don't know if coon is coon racist. I don't know. But anyways, it drives on selling slaves to European traders. Okay, it's EURO, then you put that dash. PAN. Euro means money. Okay, money is the motive for black people, African Americans. So he sold her into he sold her. He was involved in he was involved in this because he needed the money. He wanted the money type shit. Okay, King Zizo wishes him. Okay, the dude they said was Uncle Till. The dude they said was Emmett Till uncle. Okay, he's King Zizzo. He's the first one to do this. Okay, then his kids, which is Charmaine and James, okay, who ruled the kingdom between 1818, 1997, and 1858 until 2020, explicitly said that the slave trade was the source and the glory of his people's wealth, okay? He sold out, okay? Basically, that what that mean when they say you sold out. Slave trade between 1715 and 1850. So actually 1995 through 2023, which we is in right now. Okay, that is the slave trade. Okay. Slavery wasn't legal. The real government had that under control. It's just we could do nothing, black folks, even if they were police or marines. So, for example, if you was a part of the government, okay, black people always been in the government, okay. So if you are a part of that, you is a police officer, whatever, and you try to stop a white person from killing another black person, or you go up there to confront the white folks or to get their bodies and shit, they will kill you. They did not care if you was a part of the government. Cause they are their own government. Okay, they are terrorists. Like the KKK really gonna have a field full of live black people cooking their meals and shit. Hell no. Okay, right for the terrorists, they hate us. Okay, the KKK hates us. Okay. Anyways, freedom fighters, while they were just ordinary soldiers who captured and sold slaves, that it falls. Freedom fighters, I was a part of the freedom fighters. We ain't never sold no slaves or bought no slaves. Hell no, we did not. I mean, I did rescue some of them. I guess that's what they were saying. If you try to rescue them before they get killed, okay, I mean they used to have them lined up to kill them type shit. Black people did not fight to end slavery. White people did. Lies. We all did. Except the KKK, a terrorist group. So it don't matter what color you is. We all tried to stop to end the slavery shit. The slaying is basically slaying of black men, women, and kids. Okay? 12 Years a Slave. I played in that movie. I actually got whooped by that whip for real, okay? I actually had them scars on my back for real. My mama, she said, "You want me to heal you?" I was like, "Nah, I want to keep it like that." Because when I was in sex trafficking and human trafficking, they had used to beat me. And I used to walk around like that all the time. So, yeah, I'm getting emotional because I really did that, y'all. Um, 12 Years a Slave has faced criticism from failing to represent black resistance to enslavement. Lies. I showed y'all what they. I told the truth. Okay, yes. When Hollywood, the terrorists, producers such as Davis decide that facts about slavery are defensible, they stand to lose their credibility. You already know who Hollywood is, the terrorists. Okay. Think of Frederick Douglass. Frederick Douglass is actually my uncle. He the one who came to rescue Harriet. Okay, when she telepathically told her she was in fucking danger because the setup did not work out. Okay, or her cover got blown. Basically, her cover got blown. So he came because he was a part of the government official. He actually tried to save Harriet, me, and Emmett. Okay, I was still with Emmett when he was getting killed. Okay, I'm the one who was there. They was raping me while I was pregnant with his kids. They were raping me. They were finna lynch me, and I watched everything. They even gave me his head. I had to bring his head back to my family lineage. Okay. So yes, Frederick Douglass. I seen them kill Harriet and everything. We all did. Um. Oh, it's just me. I'm the only one because me and him, we went down there for a honeymoon, or we just went down there to find Harriet. I don't know, but we was okay. Frederick, okay. Anyways, okay. 1845 book narrative of the life of Frederick Douglass, an American slave, or of Harriet Jacobs, 1861 classic. Incidents in the life of a slave girl. The accounts gave raw and unblemished expression to the brutal realities of slavery, murder. Okay, watch the Lizzie Borden story. Them two people, remember they said Lizzie killed her parents? Well, Harriet is one of them, and Frederick Douglass is the other one. He's the one on the couch, and we still cannot get his body out. Okay, or Harriet. Um, we don't know what happened to Emmett Till's body. Okay, all I know they gave me his head. Okay. The fugitives or freed of ex-slave narratives were expected to give accurate details of their experiences within bondage, empathizing their sufferings under cruel masters and the strength of their will to free themselves. True, I know I did multiple times and for other people, which I did even when I was in human trafficking. I used to always plead to save my life, okay? Or they would ask me, why your life so important? Why do you want to live? And I ain't gonna lie, hey, I can do that. I know how to do that. That's why I'm a lawyer now. Okay. And I even rescue some people that was in human trafficking with me. I was make them run away and everything without getting caught. Okay, that's why some of them is good, you know. Um, okay, the storytellers essentially had to be honest, brutally honest. Today, the spirit of the Black Lives Matter, which is me, I created Black Lives Matters, okay, movement demands that writers, producers, and exclusive in Hollywood, be they black, brown, or white, pay attention to details and avoid creating revisionist narratives that seek to moderate the crimes committed by both Europeans, people who love money, and Africans. If you break down Africans, it mean we can in this bitch, okay? What you mean we can? During the transatlantic slave trade, okay? Africans did sell other Africans into slavery. I just told you that, okay? Why you think it's a lot of black on black crime shit? They doing it for the money. Okay, they don't want to die shit. That for them, that been going on from the beginning of time. That redemptionally significant detail cannot be bent or avoided, nor must it, of course, be recognized to memorialize the mystic culpability of European slave traders for the love of money. Okay, Davis cannot offer redemptions to Africans that captured and sold people by erasing dominant slave trading credentials in the search of a false but feel-good narrative that might appeal to a universal audience, including white people. Okay, this is what's going on now. Okay, you know how many African Americans are rolling with them? That's a lie. It is time to respect the fact Africa have a rich, vibrant, and imperfect history. We do. Are y'all really ready for the truth? No. Okay. But here's the truth, okay? America was founded on white supremacy. That is false, okay? No. They founded us, yeah, they found us. But we wasn't down with this. I'm also saying, okay, I also said watch Scooby-Doo, Zombieland, okay? Watch Scooby-Doo, Zombieland movie, okay? It explained better on about how white supremacy and the KKK found us, okay? Their nation's founders believed in white supremacy, and they were not ashamed to say so. The first slaves, which was monkeys, arrived here in 1619, so the 60s, between 1619 and 1865. I got 2020, okay, which is now. Virginia is demons, okay, passed in more than 130 slave statutes to regulate the ownership of black people, okay. That's how I told you they still owns us, okay. A 1662 15-6 law made all children of enslaved murder slaves, regardless of the father's race or status, so that rape by white slave masters couldn't create a free child, which is true. My kids by incest and rape with these slave masters, they are not accepted, okay? Or they're not accepted either, okay? A lot of white kids, okay? They look white as fuck. They white, okay? They is. But they daddies don't accept them, okay? Because they just don't. They don't want to be accepted by them, okay? That's why I took their blood out of them and out of me, okay? Also, the slave masters who rape black women and have kids by them, they are still accepted though. Because they did a crime. They raped them or whatever. Okay, without their will, okay? Some shit like that. Okay, a 1667 2020 law codified that slaves who converted to Christianity were still slaves. Okay, so Shanice and her crew, which is a lot of black people. Okay, even they do the dirty work, they still slaves. They don't even know that. Okay, no, they don't. No, y'all don't. Okay. A 1669 2022 law allowed slaves to be killed for resisting arrest, which is true, y'all. In 2021, I wrote it down because I didn't want to forget. In 2021, y'all, 2 fake police officers broke into my old house, took me off, raped me, and hung me on a tree in Spring Lake Park down here in Texarkana, Texas, while I was pregnant with my triplets by Michael. Remember, they got Michael in 2020. So before they got him, we conceived some kids, and I was pregnant. It's on tape, guys. I was sleeping. They broke into my house. It was actually 3 of them. They broke into my house. One of the guys was masturbating while I was sleeping. I was naked. I was like had my bra and panties on. One guy was masturbating. One fake cop was masturbating. The other two had guns pointed at me. Then they tapped on me and stuff because somebody called them and said I was a terrorist and I was doing something illegal. But I was in the bed asleep the whole goddamn time. So then they all grabbed me. Like I was resisting risk. I said I didn't do shit. You not gonna take me. I didn't do shit. Type shit. And I don't know how long they had me, y'all. I don't remember because I think they fucked up some brain cells in my head and stuff. Cause you get hung and shit, it kind of fuck up your brains a little bit. Okay, it fuck up something in your head. Okay. And I do remember that I do remember them coming into my house and getting me out, but I don't remember them raping me. But they did though. Cause God told me, y'all told me, my family told me they raped me. I don't know, maybe a lot of times while I was pregnant with my triplets. Then they hung me on a tree. Then they start beating me with a bat while I'm pregnant to knock my babies out of me. A snake fell out of me. Yeah, a snake came out of my vagina. But my but my babies did not. And they put this on the dark web, too, on the dark web. Then they start smoking my motherfucking weed that they found in my house. They all laughing at it and put it in the dark web. And then that's when they told them they need to go ahead and leave and just leave me hanging on the tree at Spring Lake Park. I don't know how the hell I got home, y'all, to be honest. I don't know what happened. I don't remember. Everything went black and blank, okay? But a snake did come out of me, though. They never took my babies out, though. But yeah, it's just crazy, okay? My baby's okay, though. My triplets, they okay. They do got a mental illness though. They autistic or something like that. The wording of the law regarding Christianity is revealed. The slave masters would claim Christian pieties in the act of enslavement, where some doubts has risen whether children that are slaves by birth and by the charity and piety of their owners may partake of the blessed continents of baptism. Should be virtue of their baptism be made free. The conferring of baptism does not alter the condition of the person as to his bondage or freedom. Okay. They made new laws and demands. Okay. It is a crime for slaves to grow or possess their own food, gather in groups or learn to read. Okay. In 1755, which is 2018, Georgia required all plantation owners and their white employees to serve in the state military. We were responsible for enforcing slavery, which is true, but it's the fake military though, okay? So the people that joined the fake military, they became slaves. Joseph Clay, I got you creepers from that. A Savannah Mushing, okay? You know that little knife he be having? Okay, yeah, that's why I say Savannah Mushing. Okay, described the role of slavery in 1784 2020, saying the Negro business is a great object with us. It is afraid of this country as the soul is to the body, and without it, no house can gain proper stability. 40 of the 56 signers of the Declaration of Independence owned slaves. Under the Constitution, a slave was counted at 3/5 of a free person. 10 of the first frail presidents owned slaves. That's false, okay? I never owned a fucking slave. This is who we were at the United States became a nation, okay? Okay, terrorism. Even we refuse to acknowledge it. This is what it is, okay? The largest terrorist attack in Oklahoma was not at the Federal Building in Oklahoma City in 1995. It was down the road in Tulsa in 1921. The Greenwood neighborhood of Tulsa, Oklahoma was unique. In the early 20th century, it was referred to as Black Wall Street. Okay, my daughter's apartments. A lot of written shit is written in blood. Okay, have y'all ever read the Revelations? Everything is written in red. Okay, that means blood. It was referred to as Black Wall Street and was home to Black and Native Americans who had become wealthy from oil discovery. We was the first one to discover oil, okay, all colors, except for them. Wealth, however, did not mean equal, okay? White residents were disturbed by the growing black wealth and sought to impose official segregation measurements, which is true. Why you think they always kill black rappers? Okay, you ain't never heard them kill a country singer. Okay, a country singer always die in they sleep, or they have a heart attack, or they get on crack. Okay, an African American rapper always get killed. Okay, In 1914, Tulsa passed a law that forbade anyone from living on a block where more than three-quarters of the pre-existing residents were of another race. It's true, especially if it's nice, okay? Like this house. It's nice, okay? People don't like that, okay? Even black people, they don't like that, okay? Because they house ain't nice. Shit, ain't my fault. Anyways, in isolation, Greenwood Drive. Its main strip boasted attorney officers, auto shops, cafes, a movie theater, funeral homes, pool halls, beauty salons, grocery stores, foods, and food. Some states are fake, okay? The states that were built after 1994 was actually the demon state. Okay, so like Mississippi, they ain't a real state. Virginia, that's not a real state. South Carolina, that's not a real state. Okay, the terraces, they own those. So if you do go there without them knowing you, they have the right to kill you, cause y'all have no business over there. Okay, so like that's why I told y'all in one of my videos, you doing a road trip to any of them states. Okay, it could be more. I don't know. If you go do a road trip to the end of them states, or you even driving through them motherfuckers, they can kill you. Cause you in their territory. Okay? Same way with me though. You coming in my motherfucking state, my motherfucking city, Texarkana, Texas, I have the right to assassinate you. Okay? But that's how they feel though. They can only do that. Okay? Yeah, this act, that's why I do that in the next video. Okay. Yeah, this act of domestic terrorism is rarely mentioned or taught in schools. What we choose to remember speak volumes, which is true. Okay. A war fought for slavery. Research conducted by the Southern Poverty Law Center in 2017 shows that our schools are failing to teach the truth about African enslavement, which is true. That's part of their law and the means. They write y'all schoolwork, okay? Like my daddy said in one of his interview, I write they acquittal, I write they shit or whatever he said in his video in the interview. They what they do. So whatever y'all learn in school is their agenda. That's what they want y'all to learn, okay? But my kids are homeschooled. Okay. Anyways, only 8% of high school seniors surveyed can identify slavery as the central cause of the Civil War. 2/3, 68%, don't know that it took a constitution amendment to formally end slavery. That haven't even happened yet, okay? The truth is clear if we choose to see it, okay? See, open your eyes, okay? Americans had 4 million slaves worth a total of 3 billions of the day currency. As a result, there were more millionaires in the Mississippi Valley, notable one of the poorest parts of America today, than anyone else in the nation. True, but it's still zillions though, okay? They still broke the devil rich. They still broke the devil rich. Hell, he might have to hell y'all win this shit back or me, so they both like, I don't know why I said that. I'm gonna say it anyway. Or me, since they both lost their powers. Anyways, furthermore, the Southern states was absolutely clear about why they left the Union. Okay, Texas, this is my state. Okay, all white men are and of about. All white men are and of right ought to be entitled to equal civil and political rights, that the servitude of the American race as existing in the state is mutually benefited to both bond and free, and is abundantly authorized and justified by the experiences of mankind and the revealed will of the Almighty Creator. My state, they really want this state because they're bigger than all states. But yes, like I said right here, by the experience of mankind and the revealed will of the Almighty Creator. Okay, you can look at it both ways. You can look at it God, or you can look at it Gina and Shanice. I feel like it's about Gina and Shanice though, because they the one who kind of created this, world right now. Okay, Mississippi, that's them. Okay. Our position is thoroughly identified with the institution of slavery, the greatest material interest of the world. A blow at slavery is a blow at commercial and civil violation. Louisiana. Okay, I don't know who owned Louisiana though. Maybe me, I don't know. The people of the slave-holding states are bound together by the same necessity and determination to preserve African slavery. Okay, yes. Florida and the South, and with our people, of course, slavery is the element of all value, and the destruction of that destroys all that is property. Okay, me. Okay, Georgia. I know my uncle used to own that. Now me, but For the last 10 years, we have had numerous and serious causes of complaints against our non-slave holding Confederate states with reference to the subject of African slavery. They have indeed to weaken our security, disturb our domestic peace and tranquility, and persistently refuse to comply with their express constitution obligations to us in reference to their property. Okay. Our new government is founded upon I only got funny. Y'all I ain't got much time. Okay, we gotta hear y'all. Our new government is funded upon the great truth that the Negro is not equal to the white man. That slavery subordination to the superior race is the natural and normal condition. True, but we are still better, pure, and wealthy in y'all land. Okay, so but right now we not equal to y'all to them, but shit, we is to God. Okay, now these are myths and misconceptions about slavery and the slave trade, okay? Some of this stuff is reverse psychology, but I'll tell you if it's true or not, okay? The myths and misconception, okay? Myth. Slavery is a product of capitalism. Fact. Slavery is older than the first human record, okay? I think the myth is true and then the fact is false, okay? Next. Myth. Slavery is a product of Western civilization. Fact. Slavery is virtually a universal institution. I think they're both facts. Okay. Myth. Slavery is a product of Western civilization. Fact. Slavery is virtually. Okay, I just said that. Okay. Myth. Slavery was a commonly backwards and efficient institution. Fact. Many of the most progressive society in the world had slaves. Okay. That is reverse. I think the first one is a fact and the second one is a myth. Next, myth. Slavery was always based on race. Fact. Not until the 15th century was slavery associated primarily with people of African descent. I think the myth is a fact. I think the fact is a fact as well. Okay, because you have mixed kids, you still a slave. Okay, they still don't like your ass. Okay, if you love black men, black women, okay, you having sex with them, you got kids, they don't like you. Okay, your mama black, they don't like you. Daddy black, they don't like you. Enslavement in the slave trade. Myth. New World slaves come exclusively from West Africa. Fact. Half of all New World slaves come from Central Africa. I mean, they come all over. I feel like they both. I feel like they both false. Okay, because like slaves come from all over the world. Okay. Myths. Europeans physically enslaved Africans or hire people who capture people for export, or that Africans rulers were Holocaust who were themselves to blame for the slave trade. Fact. Europeans did engage in some slave raiding. The majority of people who was transported to America was enslaved by Africans in Africa. I feel like the fact is a myth. Thanks, Dad. And I think the myth is a fact. Myth. Many slaves were captured with nets. That's true. Okay, I mean, Emmy got captured with a net. Fact. There is no evidence that slaves were captured with nets. Wars were the most important source of enslavement. That's a myth. Okay. Myth. Kidnapping was the usual means of enslavement. True. Fact. War was the most important source of enslavement. It would be incorrect to reduce all of those wars to slave trades. That's false. Cause when you read about someone getting kidnapped, murdered, or missing, they got sold into slavery. I don't care what you say. They are sold into slavery. Some of them could be still alive. Some of them could be dead. Okay, but they became slaves. Okay. Cause no, my baby daddy he became a slave. Okay, he was not murdered. He actually became a slave. Next, myth: the Middle Passage stripped enslaved Africans of their cultural heritage and transformed them into docile, passive figures who I think that's fact. Fact: slaves engaged in at least 250 shipboard rebellion. Yeah, they both facts. Okay. Slavery in America. Myth: most slaves were imported into what is now the United States. It might be facts, okay? Cause I'm getting monkeys with that. Fact. Well, over 90% of slaves from Africa was imported into Caribbean and South America. I really don't know. Maybe it's a myth. I don't know. Maybe it's a fact. I think they both facts, okay? Myth. Slavery played a role in the history of the Americas. Yes. Fact. That's a fact, not a myth. Fact. Slave labor made it profitable to mine for precious metal and to harvest sugar, indigo, and tobacco. Slaves taught whites how to raise. That's true. That's true. That's true. Myth. Europeans arrived in the new. Cause when I was a slave, I used to give people baths and shit. White folks back, cause they know how to wash their ass. They vagina would smell like fish and shit. They didn't know how to do it, so I had to do it for them. Myth. Europeans arrived in the New World and for larger numbers that did Africans. Yeah, I got enough minutes. Fact. Before 1820, the number of Africans outstripped the combined. I don't know, y'all. Myth. The first slave arrived in what is now the United States in 1619. Yes, true. Fact. Slaves arrived in Spanish Florida at least a century before and recently uncovered. I think that's fast too. I told you they were eating the monkeys and having sex with them, keeping them trapped too. Myth. The slave trade permanently broke slaves' bonds with Africa. I think that's fact. I don't know. Fact. Slaves were able to draw upon their African culture background experiences and use them as a basis for life in the New World. That's a myth because they wouldn't let us do that. Myth. Plantation life, which is harsh labor, unstable families, and high mortality, made it difficult for Africans to construct social ties. That's fact. Fact. African nations presided in America and well into the 18th century and even the early 19th century. That might be fact too. Myth. Masters assigned names to slaves or slaves in the native master. That's fact. Fact. Slaves were really named for real. That's false. Okay. Names for owners. Naming patterns appear to have reflected African practices such as customer giving children day names. Yeah, that's fact. That's a myth. Okay. Okay, myth. Slaveholders sought to decolonize slaves by forbidding African names and languages. That's true. That's fact. That's not myth. Fact. While the clover rate was part of the project of slavery, African music, dance, decoration, design, cuisine, and religion exerted a profound ongoing influence on the. Yeah, that's true. That's a fact. Fact. Slaves adopted religious rights, and that's false. Okay, that's myth. Economics of slavery. Myth. Slaveholders lost money and were more interested in statue than money. That's a false. Slaves did little productive work. That's false, okay? Fact. Slaves worked long days and more of their life. That's fact, okay? Myth. Slavery was incompatible with urban life and factory technologies. I think that's fact. Fact. Sugar mills were the first fruit factories in the world. Slaves were widely used in cities and in various kinds. That's fact. Slavery engaged almost exclusively in unskilled, brutish field labor. That's fact. Fact. Most of the labor performed by slaves required high skill level and careful pay. That's false. You gotta be dumb, okay? You gotta play like you dumb, okay? You better play like you dumb in this bitch, or else they gonna kill your ass. Fact. Masters relied on slaves for skilled craftsmanship. Yeah, that's fact. Religion. Myth. West and Central Africans received their first exposure to Christianity in the New World. That's fact. Fact. Catholic missionary activities began in the Central African Kingdom of Congo half a century before Columbus' voyage. I think that's fact and a myth, okay? Next, myth. Priests and missionaries were primarily responsible for converting slaves to Christianity. That's fact and a myth, okay? They own preachers and pastors too, okay? But if they were really, with the God, with the Lord and stuff, with the Most High, then no. Fact. In Latin American, slaves were instructed not by European clergy, but by African Christians who spread African. Yeah, I think that's true. There's a lot of black preachers and shit out here. I ain't gonna cap. Myths. Upon arrival in Latin American, slaves were given hasty instruction in a complex foreign religion, a language they could barely understand. That might be both. I think that's fact. Fact. A certain number of slaves were baptized Christians, in other words, yeah, that's a fact too. The Catholic Church did not tolerate the mixture of Catholicism with tradition. That's a fact. Okay. In Congo and Latin America, the church did tolerate the mixture of Catholic. No, that's a myth. Myth. Before the Civil War, Southern churches were highly segregated. Um, Fact and myth. Okay. Fact. In 1860, slaves constituted about 26% of Southern Baptist Church membership. I don't know, y'all. Um, Slaves were brainwashed and stunned into submission and really resisted slavery. Myth and facts. Fact. Resistance took a various form ranging from day-to-day resistance, economic bargaining, running away, and out. That's a fact. Okay. Slave Christians were essentially a religion of doctrine. I feel like that's a fact. Christianity was edged and marked by millions possibilities. Rights could not prevent black preachers from turning Christianity into a source of sin. That's fact, okay? Y'all push your own, okay? Pick which question y'all want to ask, okay? Like me, my dad been doing. So, hope y'all enjoy. I got more to go, okay? And you got enough minutes, though. I'm out. Peace.